I was discussing with my wife last night about, it's a holiday weekend, and I forget about holidays when I'm out here on the road. The best thing for me to do is to go home for any holiday and just stay off the road. But I forget about holidays. I'm so focused on just running and making money that I forget that shit like Labor Day and Memorial Day is a little easier for me to remember, because that's right around my wedding anniversary. But holidays are a real drag if you're on the road, especially because you slow down, or at least, whether you take your time getting somewhere or you hurry up and get to wherever you're going and then you sit for a couple days, it's a drag. And back in the day, I would do shit. I had shit to do. Before I was even trucking, I was a musician and I was always out. And if I wasn't playing somewhere, I was somewhere hanging out with lots of people, my friends and whatever. And then after trucking, after so many years, my social life has declined. And I had one as an over-the-road trucker. I would, just about every damn night, I would stop in somewhere, probably have a drink or two or whatever, and then visit with people I didn't even know. As time has gone by, I just don't do that anymore. And quite frankly, I can't even stand being around people anymore. Like, I don't have that need for friends, or I don't know. I've spent I don't know. When I was in the Air Force, I remember this sergeant I had. We were young troops and whatever, and I don't remember what it was about, but I remember him saying to us, you guys don't know the difference between friends and acquaintances. A friend is someone who's there for you no matter what. They're like blood, and you're tight. You know everything about one another, and you seem to think that your acquaintances are your friends. And over time, I've never forgot that. And over time, I became more accepting of that, and realized that I've had many acquaintances over my life. Many. But I haven't had many friends. And I've known a lot of people and hung out with a lot of people, and but I haven't had that many friends. And I had true friends when I was in the Air Force, but I also had a lot of acquaintances. When I was a musician over the years, I had many acquaintances. Even when I was a kid, I was always the odd man out. The friends I had I was not as tight with everybody. I was always a loner. And they would, my friends would be tighter with each other and I was always the odd guy out. I was different, I was weird, or I just didn't fit in. I've always been an oddball. I always spent a lot of time alone, always by myself. I was one of those kids that rode the school bus home, had a key under the mat, and was by myself. My dad was an over-the-road trucker. My mom worked, a couple different jobs when I was growing up, and I had two older brothers, but they were 7 and 9 years older than me. And so anyway, I come home and I was on my own. My best friends back then were my dogs and my cat. Oh, and by the way, that sergeant, I never got to that. He said, when he was talking about you don't know the difference between a friend and acquaintances, he said, I have like 3 friends. I think he said, I have 5 friends and 3 of them are my dogs. So anyway, when I was a kid, that's how it was. And then as a musician, I can look back and see how I may have, or my relationships with bandmates and whatever, and then in the Air Force, I had friends I was really tight with, and that's a different situation. When you go through the shit you go through in that kind of lifestyle, where you go through the same bullshit, whether you're being deployed or the training you go through or the shit you go through doing your job, seeing things that no one else sees, and so that's a situation where it's like that. And then, but also during that time, I spent a lot of time alone. I would be put in like LPOP positions, listening posts, observation posts. I was a 60 gunner, and I'd be put in these holes, or in the ground, or in an Overwatch position, watching for bad guys to light them up. And I spent so much time alone. And I look at that now in this career field, and now I spend so much time alone. It's like I've been preparing for it my whole life. Oh, that's silly. But I've never had like great relationships with anyone except for my wife. And it's been difficult for me, like, to have those bonds with anyone, including my wife. But where it hurts me most is like with my kids, not being able to, I don't know, like I didn't have a good relation. Truth be told, I didn't have a great relationship with my dad growing up. mean, it was, he'd come home and shit, I did my best to avoid him because it never seemed like he was happy to see me or ever. I don't need to get into all that kind of shit, but I used to be somewhat of a social butterfly. I liked to get out and do shit. And I think it was because I spent so much time alone. And I got into doing things that were not good. Whether it was way back in the day when I partied, man. I partied. And then, even up into recent years, the alcohol and I don't know. But over the past few years, it's really declined my need to even be around anybody except for my family. I love seeing my kids and my wife. I always have, but it's like anymore, that's it. I don't care to. Like right now, I'm at Iowa 80. I got here yesterday, and I was gonna leave last night. It's Labor Day weekend. I don't feel like being on the road during the daytime because people are stupid on the roads during holiday traveling. But across the road is a bar that I've been to, and I mean, there's shit you can do around here, but I really don't want to do anything. I've gone in yesterday and today and had breakfast in the restaurant. But God, I'm like, I want to go in there to be out of the truck. But at the same time, I want to hurry up and get the fuck out of there because there's too many people coming around. But I think it's just something I've really noticed about myself. And I don't know if it's just if that's just part of getting older, or if it has something to do with trucking in general. All the time alone and just getting disgusted with people in general, or if it's that, or if the whole COVID-19 thing that caused it, the politics of today, the shit that's going on in the United States and the whole world is just, it's like nothing any of us have ever seen. And if you're my age or older or even a little younger, you know shit has really changed. These kids that are in their 20s and all that, they don't fucking know shit. They don't know. This is all they know is what's going on. And I don't want to get into the politics and all that kind of shit. But something has changed in me just in recent years to where I cannot stand people at all. I don't want to hang out with anybody. I don't want to go do anything. All I want to do is work. And then these holidays spoil that for me. Because I do have a lot of fun working. Not just driving this truck. I'm not just into driving. It's the whole game. It's getting that perfect load, getting a good amount of money for that load. The challenge of everything about the load, First of all, finding it, getting a good price, a good rate, then loading it, securing it, and then getting it where it goes at a good time or whatever. But man, these holidays just kill it for me. Because, man, I gotta wait till Tuesday. It's Saturday. I'm gonna leave tonight and still get to Salt Lake and still have to sit around. I think I can even still get a 34-hour reset. And by the time I leave tonight, I will have had a 34-hour. Oh, I hate holidays. And that, I forget about them, like I say, because I'm so focused on running. And then I go home when it's time to go home. It's like if I've only, I need to learn to keep track and set an alarm. So I know, hey man, there's a holiday coming up. You better go the fuck home. Plan to get home. Plus, I wonder if social media has had any effect on me personally with that kind of shit. Because you see how ugly people can be. It's like how ugly people can be when they get in a car. They can be the nicest person in the world, but they get in a car and they become the world's biggest asshole and just drive like so stupid and risk your life and everybody around you, their lives. They'll risk their children's lives just to get in front of you or to, you know what I'm talking about. Especially if you're a truck driver, you see it all the time, and how people are in these cars. Well, it's the same thing with social media. You can be the nicest person in the world, but they get on Facebook or TikTok and all this shit, and they become horrible, horrible people. I've watched people that I've admired and respected through social media and then watch them change, become someone completely different. Like something about social media makes people change, and not in a good way most of the time. And like that TikTok, I truly believe that TikTok is a tool. Like we all know it's a Chinese data mining tool. We know that. That's a fact. And I believe it is training, like with all those challenges and all that bullshit people do where they all do the same goddamn videos. They lip sync to what other people are saying or songs, and they do these ridiculous dances, and they get on there like I am now and giving their opinion and saying it with such vigor and such, they say it in such a way that they truly believe that their opinion is paramount and that their opinion matters more than it really does. It matters to them, but they'll express it in such a way like, if you don't believe what I believe, well, you're a piece of shit. You're the reason this and that. You're part of the problem. They repeat the same phrases. And I think part of that is social media, and mainly TikTok. TikTok is the worst. You talk about sheeple and all this, and people being sheep. That is, you see that? That's exactly what that is. They all follow the trends and the challenges, and the biggest part that'll bother me about that TikTok shit is these people who claim to be these super patriots, these American patriots, and putting their guns and all this and their flags, and it's like, dude, You're on a Chinese data mining site. We all know that that's what this is. And you can't keep your ass off of it. Don't claim to be some super badass patriot and having a TikTok account. But that's just my opinion. And it doesn't matter if you agree with me or not. It doesn't affect me in any way. I'll still think the same way. And I expect you to still think the same way. But anyway, it's just my opinion, my thoughts. Bye.